Yes, I can. We are seeing cars flying past down Centre Straight as the qualifying continues.
Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to Snetterton. Now today, wow, do we have a mountain of motorsport to bring you. Now here we are though, we've nipped down to the classic touring cars here. As you can see, quite a bit of work going out. Now the classic touring cars are going out first. It will be the pre-93 and 03 category as well, and this is where we've come down. So come on, let's go for a little walk, shall we? See if we can catch up with some of the drivers. This is AJ Owen's car. I'm going to see if anybody knows where. Good morning, is AJ about anywhere? Do we know? Let's see if we can. We're just going to grab a quick word of AJ now. AJ here in his Civic, qualified third yesterday in the session. He's going to come out and have a quick word with us. I've just heard him being shouted over. Is he coming? He is, fantastic. Here he comes, look. He's there's a man ready and prepared
Panther boy,
for the Panther boy, ready to strike. AJ, come on, let's go stand by your car, shall we? I think we're okay out here, but look, qualifying. Let's talk about it. Third for you. You happy with that?
Yeah, it was all right. Could always be better. A little couple of hairy moments, nothing too unusual for me. So yeah, we'll give it a go. I got a new personal best lap time in qualifying yesterday, which should, if I can match it or better it in the race, will give me lap record around here. So that's what we'll do. But as previous at Brands and at Cadwell, it's a swarm of BMWs around me. So
it is, isn't it? David Griffin on pole, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was monumental lap time from him. So you got Steve Pearson, you got Ian Bauer there. So it's going to be a fast start, and then obviously you got Mike and Steve behind as well. So off the start, it's going to be a bit of a swamp, I think, for me.
But we know those BMWs got power down the straight. Is that really going to be an advantage for them at Snetterton, or can you get through them at the middle section?
If I'm there or thereabouts, then through the tight, twisty stuff, we'll be able to make a move. So it's it should be interesting. But if we can, again with the corner exit speed, if we can carry a little more corner exit speed, then hopefully we can just keep on the back of them, or near enough that when we come to the braking zones, then we can get the little red rocket to clip at the hills and hopefully get past and make it a bit entertaining for everyone.
Well, AJ, I've seen you win in this machine more than once, so best of luck for the race.
Cheers,
and
thank you.
we'll be keeping a sharp eye. AJ, we'll start in third. Let's head over here, because I've seen one of the Tomcats is over here, one of the Rover Tomcats. Let's go have a look at this. Hello, how you doing? Is Kaylee about? I'll hold you to that. I will definitely come down for a cup of coffee. Now, this is Kaylee Twigger's Tomcat here. Let's see if she's around for a quick word, shall we? But look, it's a fine looking machine. Now, we know this actually had a couple of issues, but it's got itself sorted, hasn't it? Kaylee was talking about the car, your Tomcat. It's had a few changes, hasn't it, since we last spoke?
Yeah, we've had to put a new engine in it, a full engine, change the gearbox and everything else, so hopefully it's all right this time.
Qualifying yesterday, how did it go for you?
Amazing. I didn't think I was as quick as I was, because Dad, Stuart kept saying, all I keep seeing was this, and I was like, surely I'm not quick enough. And then when I got in, I dropped another second, so 2:19, I was well happy with that. It's
a good lap time, isn't it? And it suits the car, doesn't it? Because you've got the two straights. I was just chatting to AJ, coming under a bit of pressure from the BMWs, of course.
Yeah.
But that might be where you're going to excel today.
Yeah, I'm going to hopefully keep up with Dave.
That's the plan, huh?
Yeah.
Kaylee, best of luck for the race. We'll be watching, and
okay,
thank you so much. Right,
Thank you.
We're going to try and cut our way through. If you come back with me. And I have to say, actually, a big thank you to these guys. Always offering me a nice cup of tea. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for that. We are going to just walk around and dip through into the middle section, because it's a real feast of classic touring cars in there as well. So let's just bear with us just whilst we go for a little walk around. It's very spread out here at Snetterton for the classic touring cars. We're just going to nip in here. We're outside of the main section, which gives us a little bit more freedom. So do bear with us, and when we come in, oh wow, you're going to see quite a lot of action there. That's one of the TTs just to our left. Fine looking machine. So today we're going to have the pre-66s, the pre-83s. They're all going out together. We have the pre-93s and 03s. They're out first. And of course, the Thunder and Boss Saloons. That is also something you do not want to miss. Now, I did want to see if I could find Mike Seaborn anywhere, but let's just go. Let's just have a look down here, by the way. Look at these. Just look at these. Let's see if we can grab a quick word with somebody. Chaps, could we have a quick word with somebody just about these machines, because they look pristine, by the way, don't they? Talk us through, first of all, what do we have here?
It's a Ford Escort Mark 1 with a 2.5 litre YB engine, normally aspirated, and the one sitting next to it is a Ford Sierra RS500, built to Group A specification with FIA papers and everything.
Wow, superb. How did qualifying go yesterday?
It went pretty well, yeah. We've not done much in the Sierra, so we're still trying to learn the car, what it does. I managed to qualify second, so I was happy with that. And then Sean in the Mark 1 Escort qualified fifth. He was happy again, quickest Escort, so we'll see what happens today.
Fantastic, enjoy it. Best of luck. Thank you so much. Right, it is now time for the opening race of the Classic Touring Car Racing Club to get underway. I'm going to pass it over to your commentator, Kieran, to take you through all of the action. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So hello and welcome back to Snetterton for today's racing. We've got a jam-packed day, as Ian alluded to. The first race up, it's the Classic Touring Car Championships. We've got the pre-93s and the pre-2003s coming up. 17 competitors due to line up on the track. And the front row, we will get to the grid positions very shortly. But we've got a lovely, bright and breezy day here. Following on from yesterday, what we would say is there will be a little bit of headwind for the cars to contend with. So our schedule for today, first up it is the classic touring cars, pre-93s and pre-2003s. That will be followed by the Mini 7 Championship at 9:55. Race number 12, we go back to the classic touring cars with the Thunder and Boss category. Our first Legends Championship of the day, race 14 at 11:35, qualifying already completed. And race 15 will follow that. That's the Truck Racing Championship at 12:05. And the morning session is concluded with race 16, the Mini Miglia Championship at 12:35. So as we mentioned here, there is a little bit of a breeze down on the track today. Somewhat to be expected with what was a former RAF field. Didn't pose too many problems yesterday, the headwind that people had to contend with. However, the competition this morning remains to be seen. So we've got the 17 competitors in the pre-93s and pre-2003s. It is a field that is completely dominated by the 93 category. Just the 4 cars in the 03 side of things. Sitting on top of the grid in pole position for this one be the number 34, that's David Griffin, driver from Stamford. He's in the BMW E36 M3. And the marshals waving on the yellow flag at the minute. Just warning the drivers to slow down. No overtaking as we prepare to get things underway. And here we see the drivers getting ready to start warming up those tyres for the first race of the day. And as we mentioned, David Griffin in the number 34. Lining up alongside him in the 53 is Stephen Pearson. Very little separated them in qualifying, just 1/10 of a second. In row 2, AJ Owen and Ian Bauer. Row 3, Mike Dugdale and Andy Cripps. Ross Craig and David Howard on 4. Simon Beament and David Nixon on row 5. As the cars continue to pour in to take their starting position. In row 6, Kaylee Twigger. In 12th, Michael Seaborn. And row 7, 13th place, number 56 of Andrew Sheraton and number 114, Steve Barber. And the grid is completed by Andrew Smith, Jake Margulies, and in 17th spot, Stephen Field.
Row 4 of the grid, car number 169, is Ross Craig, albeit that car would appear to be absent at the moment. Can't see that car on the grid, so I do fear that we might have lost Ross Craig, who was like third in the 2003 championship standings coming into this race. So
Race Marshall, we're just 1 minute away.
From the grid, and therefore his own on that 4th row of the grid is car number 55, Jaguar FJ12.
The drivers preparing now, 30 seconds, signalled to them.
The next row of the grid is row number 5, car number 157 is Simon.
And the green flag is waved and they are off. And it's a fantastic start from the number 53, Stephen Pearson. Really stole a march on David Griffin. And it may just be the warm-up lap at the moment, but he really went for it there. So they'll get used to the track. 1 lap to prepare themselves. So just a reminder of that start list again then. So David Griffin on pole, Stephen Pearson in 2nd spot, AJ Owen in the 1, 2, 3 in 3rd spot. Ian Bauer on row 2. And the front 4 on the track, their qualifying times, really nothing between them. Just 2 seconds, a little over, separates David Griffin from Ian Bauer.
Is on the 5th row of the grid, car 52, the largely white Rover Tomcat of Dave Nixon, white with the familiar
Ian Bauer, the driver from Southampton, also in a BMW.
He's had 3 class wins out of the 4 races that we've had so far, so he comes into this weekend leading the championship standings.
And the man in pole position was trailing Ian Bauer by just 5 points coming into this race weekend.
Just 4 points ahead of the driver by second.
Both those in the Class B section of this CTC race.
BMW 3 that lines up 4th on the grid, so he lies second in the championship standings. Lying 3rd in the championship standings for the 393s is the Class D leading car, which is Andrew Sheridan's BMW, because he's in Class D, he's not quite as quick as the other cars around, so he lines up down in 13th position on the grid, and with a bit of BMW 30, which is a 325i, and therefore not quite as powerful as the big M3s with their 3-litre engine. The 36 is the newer car as well, further up on the grid. For the 2003s, we've not had huge amounts of cars compete.
So the track layout here of the Snetterton 300 circuit. Opening corner, right hand into Riches, then a hairpin turn at Wilson, followed by the left at Palmer, before they go into Agostini, then Hamilton, then Oggies, into Williams, back onto the Bentley straight, which really does offer drivers really good opportunity to make up some ground at the middle of the track. Into Brundle and Nelson through the bomb hole, into Coram, a left turn through Murray's, and then onto Senna straight, where they will come back through the finish line. Of course, a lot of those names of the corners and stretches here seem very familiar. They were named after some of motorsport's biggest legends. This course, which was redeveloped in 2011, designed by the circuit boss Jonathan Palmer. And the warm-up lap is drawing to a close now.
BMW of Andy Cripps, and then row 4 of the grid, just to give you that. On his own on row number 4 now is the big sort of works coloured Jaguar, the white car with its blue livery to it, which is David Howard, the man from Newbury. So that's the colours on the first few rows of the grid. This is scheduled to be a 15-minute race for round 5 of the combined Laser Pre-93 and City Service Pre-2003 Touring Car Championships. And we'll see as to whether.
And here they line up Stephen Pearson, met by David Griffin at the front of the grid.
It started poorly with non-starter Campbell Park, and Brands Hatchie was unbeaten in his class in both the races there, so 2 wins under his belt in his class, looking to try and see whether he can add to that, because his main championship rival in Class B, Ian Bauer, is
a few final checks
on the grid. So
taking place.
looking at David Howard's Jaguar.
Looks like it is
There is a thumbs up from the scrutineer, which suggests that he's going to
the car of David Howard, the 55. That's just being checked there. And we have 5 seconds. And away they go in the first race of the day, and Stephen Pearson does indeed make a very strong start. Straight round the outside of David Griffin. Rich's corner. David Griffin back into the lead as he turns through Wilson. It's very tight, it's close. 15 minutes of racing to come here. It's the 34 at the front of the pack, and it's the 35 right at the back. It's Stephen Field He's bringing up the rear as we head into Agostini. And it is indeed still David Griffin, looking comfortable through Hamilton, heading for Oggies. Into the right hand turn at Williams. As they're coming down the Bentley straight, is this an opportunity for Stephen Pearson to make a move? And into past the grandstand and through Bomb Hole. David Griffin and Stephen Pearson starting to pull away. Still Ian Bauer holding third spot at the moment. Now through Murray's and back, heading towards the centre straight. And out ahead as they come through centre straight, it is Stephen Pearson. Started the race in second spot, has quickly earned first place. And the field is starting to separate. And Stephen Pearson in his BMW E36 M3. His first lap in 2 minutes 16.545.
And completing the top 10 is number 3 in the second of the road of Tomcats we've got, which is Katie Twigger's car, harking back to the one-lane series that we had for the road of Tomcat the early stages. Katie Twigger's actually now got the ahead of David, and so they were pretty much together as they came over the start line.
And it's still Stephen Pearson well out ahead. He's got a healthy gap between him and David Griffin now. Right behind David Griffin it is the number 90 of Ian Bowyer. Currently in fourth place, we've got the 1, 2, 3 of AJ Owen, rated by ASM Auto Recycling. Honda Civic Type R. Continuing to build momentum is the number 53 of Stephen Pearson. He's coming out on the centre straight again now. Being hunted down by David Griffin. And into riches they go. In third spot it's still the 1, 2, 3 of AJ Owen. Ian Bowyer holding fourth spot. A little bit further back. In fifth, the 33, Andy Cripps, another Southampton driver, another BMW E36 M3.
Yeah, now it's Dave Nixon and takes back what is going to be 8th position, and we got to 9th, and we were fighting for 9th and 10th, so they now gain places, it's great to say.
And it's still a really close battle at the front. David Griffin applying plenty of pressure as they went through Oggies and now into Williams. On to the Bentley straight. Is it time to make a move?
The race leader, he's doing the mark. Well, not quite long as well as Ruben, but down to the back half of the end of the between there.
Griffin. His best time so far, 2 minutes 10. 5.76. It's just shy of Stephen Pearson still. As the 157 goes through the pits. And that is Simon Beeman, Colchester. And now and they're neck and neck as they come through the centre straight into Riches. What a fascinating battle it has been this morning. And the yellow flag is being waved. One drives no overtaking here. Stephen Pearson in the 53 and David Griffin in the 34 through Wilson's. And the car's all slowing down at the moment due to someone exiting the course. And we think it's Ian Bowyer who has slipped well off the pace, having gone off the course. The yellow flag still out here. It was the number 90 of Ian Bowyer who slipped way down the pecking order. Had started the race in 4th place on the grid. David Griffin and Stephen Pearson involved in an absolute battle. And in trying to make up that significant ground, it looks like Ian Bowyer has lost a slight bit of control. AJ Owen is still going strong. And the safety car out there in front of the 1, 2, 3 of AJ Owen. And now Stephen Pearson starting to build up a bit more pace. David Griffin a couple of seconds behind him. Safety car waving. The driver's pass. We're back up and running. And the yellow flag still waving, so no overtaking. David Griffin with ground to make up on Stephen Pearson. And as they go into the hairpin at Wilson. Hugged nicely by Stephen Pearson. David Griffin on the outside.
And with the match now its way towards the group, the same time pretty much going to be a crawling pace around the circuit. In fact, the stage track is on the Bentley straight.
Stephen Pearson into the left turn. And Agostini heading towards Hamilton. David Griffin continues to provide close company.
Side by side, going over the start finish line up towards Ritchie's points, the yellow flag taking off, came out the long.
And as they head through Williams, they're going on to the Bentley straight now.
How many more racing laps are going to get is going to give you points. Simon Beeman's car is going very slowly down Bentley straight.
Now, as we mentioned in the standings before this race weekend, Ian Bowie atop of Class B on 37 points, 5 ahead of David Griffin and Andy Cripps. Stephen Pearson, David Griffin right behind the safety car, coming up behind them in the distance. It is the Honda Civic Type R of AJ Owen.
BMW as well. AJ Owen is now called train as well. And then you then get the next big batch of cars starting to catch. So as long as this trainer's car starts to build,
Weaving across the track, just keeping those tyres warm, getting ready. The competitive action to resume.
And then we'll get one more racing lap in, which is what's going to happen. Safety car coming in on this lap, which means that Stephen Pearson has now only got one more lap to try and hang on to the lead race. He's already gone. He's slightly better restart than Dave Griffin. There's no overtaking until they get towards the start finish line. You can be right alongside the car.
Having gone through Coram and into Murray's, the green flag is waving. So they're straight back at it, and Stephen Pearson out in the lead. David Griffin holding second place. It's been that way for much of this race. Heading for Wilson now. David Griffin going wide, trying to take on the outside. Stephen Pearson keeps him wide and holds on to his position as we see the number 55 of David Howard, the Jaguar XJ12. And bit of slipstreaming from David Griffin. Is this going to be his move? He's on the outside. And it looks like he may just take him. Has he done enough? Stephen Pearson holding position on the inside. Oh, it's really tight. A great battle between these two cars. Oh, not wide and off the track from David Griffin there. Has he recovered? And indeed he is back into top spot, having started the race top of the grid. Lost that position to Stephen Pearson. AJ Owen continues to apply the pressure in third spot, but it looks like a straight shootout between these two at the top of the grid. David Griffin building steadily. And they're going to pass the 157 of Simon Beamont again. Let's both drivers pass. AJ has to go a little bit wider than he might have liked to get around him, but he is passed, continuing to chase down the race leaders. David Griffin in control through Coram, through Murray's, heading for the centre straight. And they're through, and there's the checkered flag. David Griffin out ahead. Let's have a check on those timings at the moment.
David Howard completes the top 6 7th place is just going to be Dave Nixon. He will claim top honours for Class C of 393s. That will give him more championship points towards his aspirations to bring the overall
Continue
393
to
champion
pour
with
through
fewer cars in Class C.
down the centre straight. David Griffin in the number 34 BMW E36 M3.
8th place was number 3, which was Katie Twigger. 9th place
And
was
after
24 Michael Seaborn's
the
champion.
momentum he built at Brands Hatch
Was 56, which was Andrew Sheraton.
in the previous meeting, took 27 points at Brands Hatch and set himself up nicely. This is the first of 2 races today for the pre-93s and the pre-2003s. A bit of a wait until the second one, that won't be until 3:15 this afternoon. But David Griffin will be absolutely delighted as he leads the pack back into the pits.
Here he comes now, just coming around through Coram. He'll be the last of the classified finishers. The Lancashire in 14th position and missing out on circuit somewhere.
Is the Honda Civic Type R of AJ Owen that claimed third.
So Matt Suckling is waiting patiently.
So you see the number 33 of Andy Cripps. Andy Cripps also challenging in the Class B of the pre-93. And we're going to hand over to Ian Waterhouse, who is in the pits.
David Griffin and Stephen Pearson just going to wave to the guys as they come through. The winners are over here though. We're going to have to go grab a word with David Griffin because he's going to be a happy man, isn't he? In fact, we spoke to him before the race, didn't we? Let's get him to come round very, very shortly and have a quick word. Stephen Pearson behind as well. Yeah, they were going toe to toe, weren't they? It was neck and neck. And as we saw, here he is, David. There you go. Oh, you very kindly turned the engine off for me. Do you want me to stop the car moving? We just spoke to you about half an hour ago. Job done.
Yeah, man, it's always good to get a pole, but then you're always thinking, man, I hope I can convert this, and I haven't got a great conversion rate. So I was kind of third, I think, off the start, and I was thinking, oh man, I hope there's not a safety car, and there was, but I wasn't the cause of it, so that was good. And managed to clear Stephen on that last lap, which was always going to be a bit frenetic, but around the outside action.
The power of you boys coming down that centre straight is something to behold, isn't it? Puts you in a good stead for this second race as well. Confident?
Yeah, the car felt good. It's got nice balance. The boys at West Suffolk Racing do a great job, so we'll go and prep it now for Thunder.
Fantastic. Yeah, sorry, you got another interview here. Cheers, well done. We're going to grab a quick word with Stephen Pearson as well. Stephen, thank you for providing. That was a fantastic race, wasn't it? He just got you in the end.
Yeah, I couldn't hold him off any longer. Yeah, that was a good race. I'm on the invitation, I didn't want to spoil it.
No, exactly. What can you do race 2? You've got another opportunity a bit later today.
Yeah, hopefully I can beat him next time.
Well, I do, good man. Let's just stay with us a little bit longer. We've got the man AJ Owen over here. AJ, I'll let you just have a little breather for a second, shall we?
That's all right, I'm all right.
Just a little bit too powerful.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just the power. So, but we had a ringside seat for the last lap. It was good. It was a 1 lap dash. David did a wicked move around the outside of Stephen, so now it's mega. But yeah, I'm happy. Car's good. It's better than yesterday. So yeah, we'll do a little bit more of a tweak.
I know Cripps got you off early doors and just dropped you down to 4th, but you soon got back up to 3rd.
Yeah, Ian Bauer got me off the start, which I sort of knew that he would do. It was about just keeping the others behind me for the first sort of half a lap to a lap, and then just go, just literally just go and just keep looking in the mirror down the straights and just see where we were. But yeah, 1 lap dash at the end made it a bit of a laugh.
It was great to watch as well. Look, anything can happen in race 2, right?
Yeah, definitely.
AJ, top man. Well done, congratulations. How exciting was that? That's the first race of the day done for the pre-93s and pre-03s in the Classic Touring Car Race Club. And I believe next up we have the Mini 7s, don't we? Now I did go down and have a little chat with a couple of drivers, and I'll just see if we're able to get those played for you.
years for you. We've seen you run with the pre-93s. I know your car's not as quick as those, but you've really been out there, which is good. And more importantly for you, you're ahead of the pre-03, so more valuable points.
Yeah, I'm actually running the championship now, trying to get more cars on the grid, which we're slowly doing. But yeah, it's a real good thing for the pre-93 boys. So yes, we have to be a bit sensible and realise they have their own race, so if you're in a battle, you're not sort of got the future ahead of it, use a bit of common sense. But if you're not, you can have a race with them. And if I didn't have a race with one of them, and if they're there, we'll have a race. And we've had some really, really good battles. So long may it continue, and hopefully we'll get a few more free cars. We've lost a few because of the whole COVID situation, which is understandable. But I think next year and possibly the year after, that the social media plug in and play in. We've had loads of people come out and guess, there's loads of interest. So hopefully we'll get more cars on the grid, and maybe in the near distant future we'll have our own grid, which would be really good for the 12 and the championship as a whole.
Anyway, AJ, well, I'm good luck for race number 2 later on this afternoon. So there you go, AJ Owen, the man who wins 303, and as he said, difficult times at the minute, so the numbers not quite there, but still some good racing out there on track from the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. Well, then, a little bit later, for now though, Mark, we turn our attentions for the first time today, second time this weekend, back to Minis.
We do, yeah, absolutely, because we've got the Dunlop Mini Challenge supported by Mini Spares on the circuit for the first time. And the classes that we've got out first thing this morning are the Mini 7 class and the Mini 7S class. Two separate grids. The Mini 7s will go on for about 10 seconds before the Mini 7S class. The Mini 7s go on when the lights go out. The Mini 7S class goes when the Union flag is dropped, not when it's raised.
Race went okay, the qualifying was a bit dubious.
Right.
Spun her 3 times, so.
Any particular reason, or was it just chuck push?
I just don't know the track. Just rubbish, really.
That's part of the learning curve. That's part of the excitement. And now you know for the next race, right?
Yeah.
What's the plan? What's your expectation in the next race?
I just want to finish.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting much, but yeah.
Car in good shape?
It's not too bad. It gets a bit rattly, but I think they all do, don't they?
I think so. Just make sure the nuts and bolts are tightened up properly.
Yeah, I've checked, double checked.
Good man. Dan, best of luck for the race. Enjoy it, won't you? We'll be watching. Thank you very much. Right, it's now time for the Mini 7 Championship race. I'm going to hand over to your commentator, Kieran.
73, Spencer Wansell. 1 and 73 on row number 2. Row 2.
And so they're going through the warm-up lap at the moment ahead of the first mini appearance of the day, the Mini 7 Championship, due to start here very shortly. Alongside me for this one, Stephen Colbrand. How are you, Stephen?
I'm pretty good this morning, Kieran.
What are you making of the conditions on the track today?
Really nice day. I mean, if you're going to be out racing any day of the year, this looks absolutely perfect. There's strong headwind going down the Bentley straight. Coming up Main Straight here, it's going to be a tailwind, so it's going to really play into the hands of these Mini 7s. Not particularly powerful, only about 100 horsepower, remember, and they are shaped like a brick. So there's going to be a huge amount of overtaking on the straights, I would say.
What they lack in aerodynamic design, they do make up for in sheer beauty. These are great cars to watch.
Iconic. Obviously, championship been going since 1966, and these guys at the front there, that's the Mini 7 formula. So there's 2 distinct groups here with the red stickers on their windscreens. That's the Mini 7s, the 998cc, full race tuned, and then you've got a separate pack just behind there, which is the S class, and they're a limited tuning formula, so not quite as high RPM, a little bit cheaper to run. That's the idea of those folks. If you're going to build a car yourself at home, that's the place to start.
Just 2/10 of a second separate Jeff Smith and Spencer Wanstall on pole today. You expecting a really close one?
Yesterday's race, yeah, it was mega close between those two. I think they were swapping positions for the whole race. Really exciting. Like I say earlier, it's the slipstreaming here is going to really make all the difference. But they're both very clean drivers, both pretty experienced now. Jeff obviously coming from touring cars and last year's champion. Spencer is always up there at the front. They're probably going to be the 2 to watch, I'd say.
Well, they're making their way back towards the centre straight. So we can get the race underway. Making up the grid. In pole position, Jeff Smith. Holding second is Spencer Wanstall. In third place, Andrew Devaney. Lee Roberts in fourth. 5, Joe Polly. Graham Davis in 6. Leon Ollie Window in 7. Jordan Sims in 8th. 9th, Julian Proctor. And then we have the 10-second start delay. The other class that Stephen was explaining ahead of the race, and that is fronted by Conor O'Brien, followed by Thorborn Astin. And then it's Johnny Kent, Benjamin Butler, Greg Dorr, Damien Harrington, Matthew Ayres, Mark Chappell, Darren Jeremiah, Julian Beavis, and completing the lineup in 23rd spot, it's the 7.95 of Stuart Gilby.
We'll find out. 20-minute race is about to get going. 5-second ball is held aloft.
About 5 seconds to go here.
Second batch of car on the drop of the flag. Red lights on. Red lights go out now. Cracking off.
And they are off. And what a start from the number 73 of Spencer Wanstall.
Jeff Smith's going backwards there. Seemed to bog down off the line. So we've got Andrew Devaney moving up. He's always one to watch as well.
And now the rest of the field join the second start underway. And in the second class it is still Conor O'Brien making a comfortable start, and they're going through Wilson now.
Spencer just got the edge there, but it could be anyone's at this stage of the race. We're going to get, what, 7 or 8 laps in today, I would say. There's Torburn going down the inside, well, it's on the outside there, I should say. Conor O'Brien leads the way in the S-Class. An equally close battle at the back.
And in the first race, still out ahead, it is the 73 of Spencer Wanstall.
If you look there, you see where Jeff Smith's already coming back. He's already in third place after a bit of a sluggish start off the line. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference here.
I mean, what can you account for? What kind of factors weigh into that slow start?
So we've got somebody swerving to the left there. Just bogged down, I guess. A bit too much wheel spin off the line. They do run quite lightweight flywheels in these Mini 7s, so if you don't get it quite right on the first attempt, you dip the clutch, have another go.
As you mentioned, Jeff Smith, plenty of experience, more than capable of coming right back into this one.
Oh, for sure. So, see, 2019 champion. If someone goes a little bit wide there, no damage done. It's a relatively wide circuit here at Snetterton for these Mini 7s. You can see the size of them coming down the straight. Probably get 6 abreast if you needed to.
And this track just under 3 miles in length.
Spencer coming out a little bit of the lead there. If they can break that toe, he'll be away. That's the key to it.
He's heading for Coram towards Morris. He's making moves right back into this one now.
Now watch this, Kieran. He'll go down the straight, slipstream, and I reckon past into the first corner, into Riches.
We heard it here first, and now carrying through, heading for the right-hander at Riches. It's still 73 out ahead.
And a real close battle for the lead of the S-Class there. We got Conor O'Brien followed closely by Torburn Astin. They had a real good race yesterday. I think Conor was losing a bit of power down the Bentley straight, and they swapped positions. It must have been 6 or 7 times as a result.
Now into Palmer, the first race.
And then nose to tail there. You've got Jeff just behind. There's no real issues of cooling today, so I know the last round at Brands Hatch was especially hot, and you're seeing them kind of ducking out into the breeze there to get a bit of cooling into the radiators, but we're probably not going to see any of that today.
And through Agostini, heading for Hamilton.
So we've got the S-Class battle there. Conor seems to pull out a bit of a gap. We've got Johnny Kent in third. There's Andrew Devaney trying to go around the outside there.
There's Jeff Smith just hugging the apex a little bit onto the grass.
And you see how sideways they are coming into that corner. It's so much fun to come into there in a Mini 7. opposite lock, foot on the floor, trying to keep it straight.
And still out ahead. Number 73, Spencer Wanstall.
Spencer's in the leader championship at the moment, but obviously with drop scores coming into it later in the year, it's all to play for. He could do with a good result here, so he's really looking for that win.
Fantastic start to this revised season for Spencer. Coming into this weekend, we're sitting on a total of 94 points in the championship, but only 3 ahead of Andrew Devaney.
We've got Mark Chappell and Darren Jeremiah there. Darren only in his second race weekend, I should say, so he's learning the ropes, having a great time.
A little under 0.2 of a second separating the leaders.
But look how close they are. I mean, that's the whole field on the straight there. That's the Mini 7s, and then if you look back, there's a slight gap. They obviously had a 10 seconds delay to the start for the S-Class, and they're coming through as well. We may see them mixing in towards the end of the race. So Connor and Torburn Aston, we're going to start catching up with the slightly slower Mini 7s, I would say, towards the end of the race. Got Joe Polly there, followed by Graham Davis, long-time Mini 7 racer. Oh, cutting the corner slightly. Doesn't make a huge amount of difference.
I mean, with the car with the base the size of the Mini 7, have you got to take those corners carefully?
Well, they're very agile, but they are running the cross-ply tyre, which is surprisingly grippy actually, but they're very forgiving as well. So if you do get completely sideways in the corner, you can just plant the throttle, aim for the apex and hope for the best. So you can see Connor's pulling out a bit of a gap there into Agostini. Ben Butler looking like he's making progress. We've got Jordan Sims, so it's Mark Sims' son. Oh, well, spoke too soon. It's our cage fighting champion, Ben Butler, all over the place. It's Joe Polly there down the inside of Lee Roberts.
And this race really is hotting up in both classes. Back in.
And Spencer at the moment is driving away as we've got a lost wheel there, Greg Dawes' car, so he needs to get out of the way as soon as possible. We may see a safety car here with that loose wheel on the inside.
Well, for now the racing is continuing.
I missed that one, Kieran. Did you see what happened?
I think it was the same car that spun a little bit earlier. I can see the wheel come off though.
So we've got the 2 leaders now coming.
Tail of Jeff Smith going very
he's
wide.
Got his wheel. He wants to take that home with him. And who can blame him? Just over £100 for the tyre.
And as they come back through, it is still Spencer Wanstall holding off Jeff Smith. And they go through Riches, heading for Wilson, starting to get a good gap between the front 2 and the rest of the pack.
Jeff really knows how to pile on the pressure, but Spencer, over the past few seasons, is used to this by now. We've got Andrew Devaney there into 3rd and Joe Polly in 4th.
And they're going through Palmer. We'll head towards Agostini.
We got the trucks racing this weekend as well. I was pedalling around on my bike last night and I noticed how much rubber there was laid down, so it's only going to help these Mini 7s. Bit of a break now. So Jeff goes down the inside.
And Conor O'Brien still out ahead in the S-Class.
So obviously his power troubles of yesterday seem to be behind him, and he's really making progress. He's going to start catching up with some of the Mini 7s now and trying to get a gap between himself and Torburn Aston. Torburn seems to be either winning this year or retiring, so he could do a good podium here.
And we continue to watch Conor O'Brien. He starts Wants to find an electric pace here.
Now there's the gap. You can see they're closing up. 10 seconds, nothing really, and these Mini 7s start slipstreaming down that back straight.
And Jeff Smith still probing, trying to find a way past Spencer. Won't find it there though.
Jeff carries so much speed into that section. He was barely braking in qualifying. Put him about 2 seconds ahead of the field in qualifying. So he knows how to pedal a Mini round here.
As they go through Coram, heading for Murray's. Once they're through that left-handed turn, it's back onto the centre straight.
He's trying to keep that momentum going. Not a huge amount of power, so they just need to keep it moving, almost like go-karting, where momentum is everything.
And the yellow flag is out, no overtaking for the time being. Safety car is out, maybe that is for that.
That's a good premonition I had there, wasn't it? I thought that might be coming. I don't know, maybe they didn't see that there was a car stricken there.
So I'm going to go have a little look at the replay of that incident.
Greg Dorr there. Oh!
And it just pops off straight off the side.
So wheel nuts come undone by the look of it. It wasn't a bottom arm. You typically see if it was the hub broken or something like that, the wheel would stay in place and just slide along.
You can tell just how light those wheels are. It's crashed off the barriers on one side and come back all the way across the track.
Luckily nobody hit that. Yeah, they are light, but you don't really want to be hitting that with a carbon fiberglass front end as he runs across the track to go and get it. I don't know if that's an advised thing to do, but there you go, he's done it. He's got his wheel and he's going home.
We're back now. The yellow flag still waving following that incident.
As you see now, Julian Proctor there at the back of the Mini 7 pack, but they've all bunched up, so this is great for the racing.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's not a scenario you enjoy if you were in the lead, but for everyone else, you're straight back on the tail of action.
Well, there's two things here. So if you are in the lead, obviously everyone's now going to be battling behind you, whereas Spencer was being caught gradually by Jeff and putting the pressure on, he's now got Andrew Devaney right behind him, former champion, former winner here. I think he's a two-time winner a couple of years ago, so there's going to be pressure in both directions, and obviously with the straight down the back there, the Bentley straight, the slipstreaming, the fact that you can get 6 abreast if you needed to, I don't think anyone's too worried about the position right now. We've got 9 minutes left to go, which at a 2 minute, what's the lap time at the moment they're doing in qualifying? They're doing 2 minutes 30s almost.
Yeah, just under that. Spencer Wansell 2:27.028.
So you don't get many laps around here in the 20-minute race.
Just a handful.
I know a lot of these guys were here just a couple of weeks ago doing the 2CV and mini race, so it's a 24-hour race. So I think Ben Butler was one of those. So he knows the circuit quite well. 24 hours of racing a 9 and 8 mini around here. You're going to get to know the straights.
Well, the recovery vehicle out onto the track. We'll be looking for the car of Greg Dorr.
Joe Polly's got to be pleased there, up in 4th place. She's often almost on the podium. She's a former S-Class driver and Mighty Minis before that. So it'd be good to see her kind of pushing for a podium position.
There a considerable leap between the two classes?
Not really. I mean, if you look at the lap times, not really much in it. You've got the 12.75 S-Class cars, not as high revving. You hear them when they come past down the straight. It's more of a buzz, like a bumblebee. Whereas the Mini 7's like a group of angry wasps coming down the straight. They'll rev to 8,500 RPM. Whereas, I mean, if you did that in an S-Class, you'd probably get 2 laps out of it. So they tend to run out at about 6.5, 7. A lot cheaper though, it's got to be said, than the S-Class. But then you have the prestige of the Mini 7. The Mini 7 is the original formula. It's one of the longest single-make championships in Europe, if not the world. Largely unchanged since 1966. So if you want to win anything really in this particular race, it's got to be said the Mini 7 title is the one to go for. Quite often get a lot of the Mini 7 drivers then moving on to the Mini Miglia formula, which we'll see later on today. But it's always a bucket list job. Win the Mini 7 championship first.
The Mini Miglia Championship, our final race of the morning session here before lunch. That one coming up at 12:55. Still, the safety car out on the track at the moment, following the lost tyre of Greg Dorr. So there'll be a bit of an inquest as to what might have caused that one.
I would say pretty simple. Wheel nuts came off. By the look of it, I think Joe Polly had something similar at Brands Hatch. So whoever's been tightening up the wheel nuts in that department, have some serious words later on, I think. Disappointing way to go out. But it doesn't look like too much damage done to the car there. We'll be back out for the next round, I'm sure.
So we're watching that again. And yeah, that wheel just comes clean off very quickly, and much to the detriment of Greg Dorp, just straight out of the race. Nothing you can do in those situations.
Absolutely nothing. You've got your crash helmet on. You're kind of in race mode. You're not going to probably feel or hear that something's going wrong. So there's no real blame for Greg there. It's a bit of a passenger.
How frustrating is that when it's your one race of the weekend?
Well, pretty annoying, I'd say. I mean, most of these guys aren't professional racers, and this is their main hobby. So this is their family holiday now being spent going racing for the weekend. So if your wheel nut comes off, be a bit annoyed, wouldn't you?
Well, it may be annoying for the driver, but for us here in the commentary booth, it just adds to the excitement of these races. The yellow flag's still out in force.
Now this is the downside, I'd say, of the 300 circuit with the minis, because it takes them so long to get around, especially at this kind of pace. We may end up with 2 laps sprint to the finish. So, I mean, these guys just want to be racing. Hopefully we've got the safety car coming in on this lap, and then we're going to have an exciting dash. Are we going to keep up with the commentary on this one?
We'll have to wait and see.
Well, you're the professional, so I'll let you speak at 1,000 miles an hour.
We've got a little under 5 minutes left for this one. That safety car's probably been on the track now for a good 5 minutes in itself.
Sideways, and you couldn't quite get it stopped in time. Again, that's a very similar position to where this safety car period is, but it's maybe another 50 yards further
in the 7 class, Spencer Wanstall was leading the way. Jeff Smith in second spot. Andrew Davini in third. Joe Polly holding fourth.
As we can just see Greg Dorr's car being hoisted out of the way. So, fingers crossed, this is it. Safety car be in. So that 10-second gap now between, so you had Julian Proctor there in the orange car and Conor O'Brien in the blue and pink car. 10-second gap at the start is gone, so they're effectively racing together again now.
And that is Greg Dorr's car.
You get a couple more minis on there, can you? 3?
Absolutely
Get 3 on there?
dwarfed by the flatbed.
It's like something from the Italian job hanging out the back. Nice. Do one of those myself. How handy is that?
Well, we're still awaiting the field to return to us and our commentary position here. We're pretty much level with the start line on Centre Straight.
You get a real sense of speed sitting down here. I've been in some commentary boxes where you're right up high, Brands Hatch in particular, and you don't quite get the sense of speed as the cars come past at 70, 80 miles an hour at this point.
The Legends certainly caught me off guard this morning in their qualifying. Greg Dorr's car off the track now. Hopefully we will have racing resuming very soon. There is a green flag in the hand of the marshals.
Now this is going to play into Conor O'Brien's hands in the S-Class, because Greg to this point is leading the championship with the way that the drop scores work, so he'll be disappointed with that one. We've got a reduced number of rounds this year. We've only got 11 rounds because of the COVID situation, late start to the season. As away they go, green flag.
And as they come flying through, Spencer Wanstall.
So they've
Still in
timed
charge.
that. They've timed that, so we're going to get, potentially, the guys at the front might get one more lap. So this is either the last lap for some of them or the penultimate lap, depending on how quickly they get round. I think it was 2 minutes 40 on the clock there as they went through. Spencer pulled out an excellent start off the restart there.
Yeah, absolutely flying as he headed into Wilson. It was much more congested between Jeff Smith and Andrew Deviney.
So Graham Davis down the inside, and looked like Connor has made a cracking start as well.
As they head towards Palmer, so Spencer Wanstall leads, Jeff Smith second.
And they're all flying through Palmer, heading for Agostini now.
So who's it going to be? As Joe comes back down the inside, caught Graham napping, or is he going to get her back? We'll see. He's got the inside line, and there's a huge amount of rubber down there from the truck, so there's a lot of grip.
And again, Jeff Smith just goes slightly wide through Hamilton.
Oh, he's playing this tactically. He's been following Spencer now for the whole race. I don't know if you can see the timings on his. He uses some kind of V-box in his car. If he's going to know that he's got 1 lap or 2 laps left to go, but he's going to be going for it now down the Bentley straight. Now, is he going to brake? Last minute lunge. As he moves to the inside, and he's through.
He is making the move on to Brundle and through Nelson. And Jeff Smith, he had 0.8 of a second to make up. He's done that and then some now.
He's timed that to perfection. If it was the last lap, we've got a minute to go. I think they're going to get another one in here, Kieran. So maybe he's gone too early.
We were saying before the race, the last place you want to be heading into those straights with the headwind that you mentioned is being in first place and someone slipstreaming you.
As nice as it is to be out the front, I think I'd definitely choose to be second or third at this point. So there we go,
we've got the flag,
and they've called it early. So mega last minute move from Jeff Smith there. We've got Conor O'Brien takes the S-Class. So not quite the last minute the duel that I was thinking. It might be another lap there, but I guess they called it with another 2.5 minutes to go. So reigning champion Jeff Smith comes for full points. I mean, Spencer won't be disappointed with that.
Well, he's still enjoying a very good season. Another podium position there. It's, you know, you can't really complain about that, but the manner in how it changed right at the end, that's got to be the slight annoyance following the safety car being on track for so long.
It's what happens. It's all part of it. It's tactics. Definitely tactics with Mini 7 racing.
Kind of thing that happens one week to your detriment, the next week to your benefit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we had some races at Zandvoort last year where Spencer just drove away. Once you break that toe, as they coming in slightly early there to the pits. So I think most people are having to social distance and keep their masks on, so it's a slightly different routine here. But thanks, Kieran.
No, thank you very much for joining us for that one, Stephen. We do have another mini race coming up. That is the Mini Miglia. That's at 12:35, the last race of the morning session before lunch. So successful race in the Mini 7s for Jeff Smith. And he was right up there before this weekend as well. He was third place in the Mini 7 Challenge Championship. It was just 5 points off Spencer Wanstall, who was top of that table.
So he's going to go away from this weekend pretty happy, I think.
And now we're going to go down to Ian Waterhouse, who's down in the pits.
Right, everybody, welcome back down to the scrutineering bay. Wow, that was exciting, wasn't it? You can see the winners over here. No, I've got Jess Smith actually down as the winner of the race, but what a battle it was, wasn't it? Wow, that was fantastic. Let's, I'm not so sure if we're allowed in here, but I think we're going to go do it anyway. There's Connor O'Brien, he's the winner of the Class 7S. Let's grab a word with Connor. Connor, hello. Congratulations, buddy. I'll let you get out of the car. Hey, class winner. How does that feel?
Yeah, not bad. It was quite hard work when the safety car came back, so I wanted to try and get a few of these 7s out of the way, and I thought we'd had a lot longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last lap dash was a bit hectic, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think it caught quite a few people out, didn't it? Certainly,
yeah,
I know definitely. From our end, we're a bit like, oh, checkered flag suddenly come out. What can you do a bit later on? Is that sort of any more tactics for you? Was there anything else you could have done?
I should have got past one of the 7s quicker, and that was it really. But other than that, I think I drove a pretty solid race.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car was unreal. Happy with it.
Fantastic. Congratulations,
Thanks,
Connor.
mate.
Well done. I'm going to grab a quick word with the guys over here. Let's see if I can grab Jeff very quickly. I'll let you do your handshakes and stuff. Congratulations. That's almost caught a few people out at the end, didn't it, really?
Yeah, it did. That mixed it up a little bit, didn't it? But yeah, I thought we were actually going to finish under the safety car at one point. We managed to get one lap in, that's all it took, so that was good.
And that was all it took, and it was a fast finish. But hey, it was a wonderful drive between yourself and Spencer over there. Yeah. How did you manage to just hold him off at the end there?
I did him going down the straight, so I knew based on the previous 2 laps when he got by me that if I was going to be first on the final lap, unless I had like a 50 metre gap, I wasn't going to win it, because down the back straight today there's a massive toe.
Is there? I've heard this from the legends. They actually say it's better to not be first as you start the last lap, and the same here, I take it.
Yeah, certainly. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It depends on where you can defend. So if the twisty stuff's at the end of a circuit, you want to be in the lead. But here you're sort of second or third. Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Well done.
Cheers.
Fantastic stuff. Right, now I'm going to, next up we have the Thunder and Boss Saloons, the classic touring cars. Oh wow, that is going to be so exciting. Now we do have a little video to play, because I did just head into the paddock to catch up with Andrew Wilson and Andy Robinson. So we're going to go to a short break. We'll play that video for you before the Thunder and Boss Saloons. Thunder around Snetterton. Where I have come down to, look at these fine looking machine. Andrew Wilson's car here, Andy Robinson, now this one on pole position. Let's grab a quick word with Andrew Wilson, shall we? He's doing a cracking job of just doing a bit of cleaning up there. Andrew, quick word with you. That's all right. You're doing a sterling job, by the way. You just said to me off camera you need to find a few seconds.
Yeah, 2.5.
So what happened in qualifying? That's not bad.
That's not bad, but I just weren't concentrating properly. Yeah. So
okay.
Hopefully the race will be.
So it's there.
Different.
There's nothing wrong with the car.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be. It'll be a good race.
It's going to be lots of fun in it, and of course, you've got to you've got to beat this man, Andy Robinson, the man on pole position. Andy, talk us through qualifying. Well done, by the way.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that time. Yeah, I just went out there and did what I had to do. So saw 2 minute 2 pop up, and I knew that was quite good. So happy with that.
I've mentioned this a lot over the weekend. The 2 straights here at Snetterton, I assume they suit these quite well, do they?
Yeah. But when the Sierra Cosworth admits to having more power than me, and the Skyline's got a lot more power than me, it's a bit more than just the corners.
Yes.
It's a bit more than just the straight. It's everything.
Absolutely. But prediction for race 1, can you hang on to it?
Well, I'm going to have a good damn go.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We'll be watching Andy Robinson there. Right, there we go. Let's go this way. Stand in front of your car, shall we? Right, I'm down here in the classic touring car paddock, and I've come down to chat to David Griffin. Now, David, qualifying, congratulations, you're on third.
Yeah, for the boss and.
So the safety car is already in place as they prepare for the warm-up lap here. And leading them away will be Andy Robinson and Daniel Brown. And looking at the front of Johnny Kent's vehicle, he was in the 7S class. That is a considerable bit of damage to both the front and the rear of the car. We'll be getting that into the garage as soon as possible. So back with the Classic Touring Car Championship, the Thunder and the Boss. The grid for this one: on row 1, Andy Robinson in pole, joined by Daniel Brown, who's in the number 85. David Griffin, we've seen him out on the track once already today, and thoroughly enjoying himself in the first CTC race of the day. And now he lines up on row 2 alongside the number 97 Andrew Wilson. Sean Brown, Stephen Pearson on row 3. Row 4, Colin Voice and Paul Hand. Just a few seconds away now from the start of the warm-up lap. On row 6, Clive Hainsford and Martin Reynolds. Ahead of them on 5, it was Ian Bowyer and Piers Grange. The engines fire. They're underway in the warm-up lap. We'll return to having a look at how the rest of the grid stacks up. Row 7, holding 13th place, it is the number 19 car of James Janicki. In 14, Steve Dance, Steve Waterman in 15, Ricky Can in 16th. On row 9, it's Tom Abbott, he's joined by Colin Claxton. On row 10, the number 1 car of Tony Palmer, joined by the 21 of Ben Dewan. James Dunkley and Anton Martin on row 11. Row 12, the 325 Frank Rodbat, and the number 44 Stuart Kay. And completing the race lineup, the 114 Steve Barber.
And for 86, which is Colin Claxton's Ford Escort 62 and 86. Row 10 is Rosie number 1, the reigning champion from last year, Tony Palmer, with his Ford Escort alongside 21, which is Ben Dewan's BMW
sitting
323i. And then row number 11,
top
22, James Dunkley's Ford Fiesta
of the Boss Championship in the B class. Martin Reynolds collected 42 points so far in this revised season. That's 12 points ahead of his nearest competitor in that class of Piers Grange. Meanwhile, in the Thunder, top of the pile, Class A, Andy Robinson.
It is there, definitely. Honda Civic didn't qualify for this race, but it has already qualified for the race, so on his own.
As they head down the Bentley Straight, safety car leading the way on this warm-up lap. Heading into the slight left turn of the Brundle into the sharp right of Nelson. And past the grandstand before entering the bomb hole, which leads to Coram. So in our first CTC race of the day, the pre-93s and pre-2003s, real ding-dong shootout between Stephen Pearson and David Griffin, both on the track for this one as well. This will be our third race of the morning. 3 more to come on our coverage before lunch. It's the legends, the trucks and the mini Miglias.
So safety car peels its way into the pit lane. 15-minute race for combined Thunder and the Boss is about to get going here at Snetterton, and as the lights will go out any second now, it's a rocket start from the 5-metre Ford Falcon of Andy Robinson, and being matched by Daniel Brown at the wheel of the Sierra.
And that roar of the engines, safety car is away.
It is Andy Robinson that leads the race. Daniel Brown slogging himself through into second position, and I think it's Andy Wilson that's there in third place.
Some aggressive moves being made before the sharp turn of Wilson. David Griffin has slipped a couple of places there.
Still there in fourth position, so Andy Wilson at the wheel of the big Holden Camaro has made it through and is up into third place. It's Andy Robinson that leads, Daniel Brown in second place, Andy Wilson in third, Dave Griffin in fourth place. Paul Hammond is up to fifth place.
100 of Andy Robinson, Cramington, driver in the Ford Falcon.
He is now leading the way side by side. Seventh as Piers Grange goes wheel to wheel with Colin Boyce. Piers will go out of the Mark 2 ahead of the Mark 1. So he is now running in 6th position. The Mark 1 of Colin Boyce is in 7th place and 8th place.
Focusing on that sky blue number 20 of Ricky Can. The Aston Martin V8 Vantage. And shooting, cutting through the field, the number 19 of James Janicki. Hails from Norfolk, keen to impress a home crowd. That's in there. That pack. Still leading the way. It's the 100 of Andy Robinson as they come racing through. A little bit of a gap starting to open up between the two race leaders. They're absolutely flying down the centre straight as they head through a hairpin at Wilson. David Griffin there. He's followed up.
Oh,
that's my excuse for coming nine.
David Griffin through Palmer. Bit of smoke off the back of James Janicki's car there. Doesn't seem to be anything too concerning at the moment. Takes it steady through Agostini. They'll be heading for Hamilton. 53 of Stephen Pearson there, forced wide right. And plenty of movement in this pack. Number 35, Sean Brown, the Billy Ricky driver. Ford Escort MK1 RS 2000. He's climbed and dropped a few places already. Making moves again as he looks to go around the outside of the number 56 Pierce Grange. 11 minutes to go in this one. Out ahead, the 100.
Okay, cool. We've done legends already. We're just
Still
about to
Andy
do trucks
Robinson.
now.
He's through Coram, through Murray's.
Sweet.
And flashes past as he goes down the centre straight. Has opened up more of a gap on the number 85 in second place. And that's Daniel Brown. And there is still a little bit of smoke coming off.
Sorry? Yes, we will be, yeah. Yeah, I'll just get the stuff ready. Adrian, as we've got a bit of seeing here, just quickly, as we've got a little bit of gap next, we're down at the trucks, we're going to record sort of the piece, the leading piece. Do you want us to record it back to you, then in a little gap?
The black
play it
and
back so you can
silver
record
of
it there.
Andy Robinson. The Ford Falcon has been in control from the start of this one. He's heading towards Hamilton, having gone through Agostini. David Griffin now follows suit. And the 69 Paul Hand of Chesterfield comes through. He was passing James Janicki, who was slowing considerably. Looks like that bit of smoke we saw may indeed have made a significant impact on his race day. And our leader, Andy Robinson, Ford emblazoned across the side of the car. And his nearest competitor, it's still the 85. Daniel Brown has been pushing him all the way in this championship. Andy Robinson completes another lap. Shortly followed by the 85. And then holding third place, it's the 97. And that is driven by Andrew Wilson, Holden Monaro. And it is a healthy lead Andy Robinson now has between second and third. That opens up further still on David Griffin. He's heading round Palmer in fourth spot. Around Agostini, heading for Hamilton. Goes Andy Robinson. Just looks so composed on this track, Andy Robinson. Has been in control from start to this midway point. And that was Piers Grange in the 56. He was being followed by the number 52. Gone. It's the 521 looking to pass the 56 of Pierce Grange. Won't do so successfully then. The chase on now for Stephen Pearson, and the leader is back through Andy Robinson over the start line once more, still being followed his nearest competition. And that is Daniel Brown. A bit of time to make up though, Daniel Brown. It's currently 4 seconds between them, 4.07 seconds to be precise about it. Daniel Brown. And now we go to the 35. Chasing down the 121, Colin Voice in the Ford Escort MK1. And he keeps the distance between himself and Sean Brown. Also in a Ford Escort. We've got a slow car there. Looks like a tyre has come off, front right axle. Just need to double check who that was as we go with David Griffin now. And Andy Robinson. Through the bomb hole once more. Heading for that extended right turn of Coram for the sharp left at Murray's. Just looks so comfortable. He's heading for the centre straight now. Come flashing past our commentary position, and he does so. Now the 1-2-1 of Colin Voice. He's looking to gain further places. We'll have to get past Clive Hainsford in the Mazda RX-8. The bright yellow car that was just ahead of him. Still waiting to see who indeed it was who had to pull off the track. And David Griffin still going strong. So David Griffin, as we said, enjoyed a good start to the day. An early victory in the earlier CTC. Having a good second outing as well. Andy Robinson still in the lead. Daniel Brown, the closest company. Andrew Griffin, his BMW E36 M3. A lot of ground to make up on the leaders. That Ford Falcon 5000 of Andy Robinson is absolutely flying through this Snetterton 300 circuit today. We've got another car off the track. That's our race leader. Still looking comfortable. Completed 6 laps of the track. His best at 2 minutes 3 seconds, .433. Now that has actually been bettered by Daniel Brown, who's in second place. His best time so far on his last lap, 2:02.920. So we do have several classes in this one. Andy Robinson in the A class, and top of that championship coming into this weekend. Looking good value for that. Lapping another. Through Brundle and Nelson, now the bomb hole. Soaring down through Coram. Just touches the brakes before powering through that bend. And he's coming down the centre straight. Still cruising, still in control, Andy Robinson. No competition as he goes through Wilson towards the left-handed turn at Palmer. Daniel Brown set a quicker pace on the last lap, but still hasn't managed to gain much ground on the race leader. Andy Robinson, who's now heading back into lap a few others. Passes a slower car on the inside. Now has the opportunity to build a bit of space for Daniel Brown. Will have to make a similar manoeuvre. You just can't see past Andy Robinson in this one. He's been relatively comfortable throughout. He's going to get past another. It's the 21. Sky Blue. Ben Dewan. And now Andy Robinson through Coram. Takes a turn at Murray's. And the checkered flag is out, and Andy Robinson is absolutely romped to victory in this one. Comfortable from the offset. So in Class A, Andy Robinson will sit comfortably at the top of the championship table. James Unicki was behind him in the Class A championship, way down the order. He's off. He's in 22nd spot for exiting. We continue to have the back of the pack make their way through the checkered flag. They're all led back into the pit lane. So we'll hand it over now back to Ian Waterhouse to chat with a few more of the drivers.
Right, everybody, welcome back down to Parc Ferme. Wow, what a race that was. There's your race winner over there. You can see Andy Robinson, he's your outright race winner, but there's multiple classes here as well. So whilst you're just having a look at Andy Robinson, Daniel Brown going by in that stunning Sierra as well. I'm going to give you a quick update of the classes as well, shall I? It's Stuart Kye just drives right past me as well. So Andy Robinson, we're just panning over there. He is your Class A winner, close followed by Daniel Brown in second. David Griffin in the Diet Coke car, as you can see there, he's actually the Class C winner. So fantastic stuff in. Paul Hand, Class B winner as well, so that's great for him. Voice, Class HC winner. Piers Grange also did very well in Class BOB. Then we've got Palmer, Class H1. We are going to grab a quick word with the drivers as well. Let's see if I can grab a quick word with Daniel. We'll grab a quick word with Daniel Brown just before he runs me over. Daniel, congratulations, second place. That was pretty entertaining, I have to say.
Yeah, it was good fun that. I tried my best at the start to get ahead of Andy, but we just had the legs at turn one, and then when we got to the back straight, the extra horsepower in the Falcon just left me standing, which I wouldn't think would be the case in the Sierra. But no, it's great fun otherwise, trying to keep up with him.
It was a shame we lost Andrew Wilson in the end, didn't we? I know you were ahead, could have been a bit of a battle maybe in that one. Can you get him in the next race? Do you think you get Andy Robinson in the next race?
Possibly. I think if I can get off the start, get in front of him, I'll certainly keep him behind until the back straight, and then we'll see what happens down there.
It's going to be exciting stuff,
Definitely will be.
Well done,
Thank
Daniel.
you.
Fantastic driving. I can see David Griffin over there. Let's just head down over here. I can see Andy Robinson, the outright race winner, of course, Class A winner as well. We did speak to him earlier, didn't we, over in the paddock after qualifying when he put it on pole position. So good stuff for him. Let's just go through regardless. I've never been this far in actually, but we do just want to grab a quick word. We might get told off, but hey, we'll give it a go anyway, shall we? So Andy Robinson over here, the outright winner, the Class A winner. Of course, big congratulations to David Griffin behind him. Also Class winner as well. Do you need some help, chaps? We're just turning it around. There we go. But look at the size of it. You can see why, can't you? Actually, it doesn't quite have the turning circle to make it through the scrutineer and little bay there. Now looking like they've managed to sort it out. If they can get it turned, might go help. Live TV at its best, isn't it? This. Andy, you're right. Well done, by the way. Should we have an interview whilst we're trying to sort the car out?
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. You were thundering down the Centre Straight there. Happy with
I was
that?
doing my best. I was watching for the skyline. I seen him coming on the infield, then he disappeared. So
Retired, unfortunately. Did see him pull in over here, so that was a great shame. But Daniel Brown was keeping you honest?
Yeah, he wasn't too far away. A couple of times I eased up a little bit, then I seen him coming. I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to. I don't mean ease up. I mean the difference between changing at $7.5 grand and changing at 7.2. So.
Look, you've got another race today as
well.
More of the same?
Hopefully. Yeah, that's what I want.
Well done. I'm going to go chat to David, but congratulations. Andy Robinson, your outright race winner. David Griffin as well. Third on the track, but did win his class actually, so a class winner over here. He's just having a quick chat with the on-course commentator, so I'll let them finish up. Just look at this livery, by the way. Isn't it an absolute beauty? Old classic Diet Coke livery there. Dave O'Griffin, all the way from sunny Australia, and he's come all the way to sunny Snetterton. And David is a busy man as well. Let me just grab him because he's not just racing Thunder and Boss, he's actually racing in the pre-03s and 93s as well. David, I've got a feeling I might be talking to you quite a bit today. Congratulations, class winner, and third actually outright. You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, really happy with that. There's some super fast cars out there, so to get anywhere near the podium with that group is incredible. I know a couple of them had smoke coming out of the back of them and ours didn't, which is...
Well, we lost the skyline of Janicki, didn't we? We also lost Andrew Wilson as well, but that aside, never mind. You've still got to be in it to be there, haven't you?
I was trying things. I was pushing the accelerator harder, I was pushing the brake harder. There's holes in the floor now where I was doing that. That hasn't worked, so I'm going to try something else in race 2.
Care to share, or is it under wraps? Is it a secret?
I just think I've got to get in the way more. If you let them go on the straight, they're gone. So I've got to get in the way more. I don't know.
I'll tell you what I would do if I was you, David.
Smoke screen.
I would get this spoiler, just double the size of it, so it really sticks out.
Yeah, it's a good plan. I couldn't see much coming down the front straight behind that big Ford Falcon. It's got a skyscraper of a spoiler on the back of it, doesn't it?
In fact, it's so big they couldn't even get it turned properly around it. Congratulations, David. I have a feeling we might be talking a little bit later as well. Cheers. Right, everybody else has gone back into the paddock. Obviously, they're very selective down who they bring in. Top 3 usually class winners. They haven't brought the rest of the class winners in, but big congratulations to everybody in the Thunder and Boss series there. There's so much action still to come today though, isn't there? We are going to probably head off to a very short break very soon, but we will be back for the Legends Championship. And before that, I did go for a little walk around the paddock, and hopefully we can bring you that footage soon.
Racing drivers always want to get quicker, don't they? No matter how quick they go, it's never quite quick enough. But they're always really gentle, actually. I love the results in those. It's always absolutely fabulous. Right guy as well. And what always made me feel was that used to race before we get to Mark 3 as well. There was one race in a front-wheel drive, little Ford Fiesta, and then he instantly died into one of the off-story cars, and then doing 5 different things. Right, absolutely, yeah. Great to see you out there. See how we go to race number 2. We've got more racing to come up, so we've still got another 4 races before the lunch break, including the one that's now lined up on the grid. It is our first MG Owners World Championship race of the day that is coming up. So if you've got an entry list for this one, you need to be turning to page 31 of the programme, page 31 of the programme. There were a couple of cars that qualified this morning out of session. They will go on the back of the grid for both this race and the second race as well, because it's their 7 class qualified to give us the race that we'll see later on today as well. For the Lancaster Insurance MG Owners Club Championship. Lancaster's been a long time supporter of this championship, and the Owners Club fought back in 1973. It was back in 1981 when the racing series first started. So the way that they line up then, number 17, 1-7, David Mellor. Dave Mellor sitting there on pole position. His MG racing goes back to the 1980s and the Maestro days. And alongside him is number 31, which is Fergus Campbell, the man who is yet to be beaten so far this year. He's made top honours in Class 10 in all 5 of the races that we've had, but qualified on the outside of the front row grid to the tune of 10 1,000 slower than the pole sitter. That's how close it was. So 17 and 31 as they head up on their final formation at the front row grid. Row 2 of the grid is the champion from last year, number 1.